Hello and welcome. This story is not only about history but also about learning. By listening to this story, you will improve your English vocabulary, reading skills, and understanding. The language is clear, simple, and useful for intermediate learners. Now, let us begin the true and inspiring life story of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was one of the most important leaders in the history of the United States. He was born on February 12, 1809, in a small log cabin in Kentucky. His family was very poor and life was not easy for them. From a very young age, Lincoln learned how hard life could be. His father, Thomas Lincoln, was a farmer and carpenter. His mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln, was kind and loving, but she died when Abraham was only 9 years old. This event deeply affected him and made him quiet and thoughtful. Later, his father married again, and his stepmother, Sarah Bush Johnston, encouraged Abraham to read and learn. Lincoln did not go to school for many years. In total, he had less than 1 year of formal education. However, he loved reading books. He read the Bible, history books, and stories by candlelight at night. Education became his way to escape poverty. As a young man, Lincoln worked many different jobs. He was a farm worker, a store clerk, a postman, and even a boatman. These experiences helped him understand common people and their problems. He became known as an honest man, and people trusted him. Because of his honesty, people started calling him Honest Abe. This nickname stayed with him for the rest of his life. Lincoln later became interested in law. He studied law by himself without going to a law school. In 1866, he passed the law exam and became a lawyer. He moved to Springfield, Illinois, where he began his legal career. As a lawyer, Lincoln traveled from town to town. He defended poor people and spoke clearly in court. He believed strongly in justice and fairness. Many people respected him for his calm and logical thinking. Lincoln entered politics at a young age. He became a member of the Illinois state legislature. At first, he was not very famous, but he worked hard and learned from his failures. He believed that slavery was morally wrong, but he also believed in law and unity. Lincoln spoke against the spirit of slavery into new states. His debates with Stephen Douglas made him famous across the country. Also, he lost some elections. Lincoln never gave up. Failures made him stronger and wiser. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected as the 16th President of the United States. His election caused anger in the southern states. They feared he would end slavery. Soon after he became president, the country was divided. Several southern states left the Union. This led to the American Civil War. The Civil War was the hardest time in Lincoln's life. The country was fighting itself. Families were divided and thousands of soldiers died. Lincoln's main goal was to save the Union. He believed the United States must stay united. During the war, he made many difficult decisions. In 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. This document declared that slaves in the Confederated States were free. It challenged the meaning of the war and gave hope to millions of enslaved people. One of the Lincoln's most famous moments was the Gettysburg Address. It was a short speech, but very powerful. In simple words, he spoke about freedom, equality, and democracy. The speech showed his great ability to communicate clearly and emotionally. It is still studied and remembered today. Lincoln's life was not easy. Even as president, he suffered from desperation and sadness. He lost two of his children while living in the White House. Despite his pain, he continued to lead the country with strength and kindness. He believed in forgiveness and unity, not revenge. In 1865, the Civil War ended, the Union was saved, and slavery was finally abolished by the 30th Amendment. Only days later, on April 14, 1865, Lincoln was shot at Fortress in Washington, D.C. He died the next morning. The nation was shocked and heartbroken. Millions mourned his death. Abraham Lincoln is remembered as a symbol of freedom, honesty, and leadership. He proved that a poor boy with no education could change the world. His life teaches us about courage, patience, and belief in justice. Even today, his words and actions continue to inspire people around the world. Thank you for listening to this story. By learning English through real story, you improve your language and your understanding of the world. Keep reading, keep listening, and never stop learning.